Week 3 update, my third shot of Ozempic on a 0.25 milligram dose, chronicling my experience as a middle-aged man on Ozempic. Started out about 330 pounds. We're just on week 3, and this is the intro dose, so I'm not expecting a lot. Everyone seems to say it doesn't make a big difference initially. I definitely felt some effects, and it's been easier to, let's just say, make good choices. One thing I've really noticed is that if I eat protein, I am very satiated, very satisfied. I'm not hungry. If I eat carbs, then still kind of have the carb craving, and that's interesting. You'll see if that continues this week. This week was a little tough. My wife went out of town to do a little wedding dress shopping with our daughter. She's engaged, and I dropped her off at the airport on Saturday, and then went to a brewery, met up with some friends, and had a couple beers, and I typically don't drink much anymore. Mostly quit, but once in a while it's fun to go out and have one. And had some excellent brewery food, and kind of overindulged. And then with my wife was out of town, I kind of found myself, I think, being a little lonely and doing a little more emotional eating than I typically have. It's interesting to analyze this and be objective. It's hard to be objective when you're just craving food all the time. And I think the Ozempic, even if it's not as much as it kind of was the first week, that reduction in food noise, um, that freeing up the space in your head is makes it a little easier to kind of analyze what you're doing and why. But I think I was just kind of a little lonely, and so I kind of indulged a little bit more than I should have, and snacked a little more than I did the week before. Uh, so anyway, I was up a few pounds. I think I ended the week at 322 and or 323 maybe, and was back up to like 326 midweek because I was snacking and making bad choices. And but then my wife came home, and she was cooking for us, and we were eating more protein. She made me some steak and some chicken, and she's leaving me again this week, so she's making some stuff so I have some things to eat. Side effects still pretty minimal, but did my weigh in this week, and was back up to 324, which is I think 2 pounds higher than I was last week. So wrong direction for sure, but again, this is the kind of intro dosage. I'm not too concerned about it. We'll see. We will see what happens. Did have a little more trouble with the shot this week. It actually bled a little bit after I took it. I'm not sure why, but I did. I find the pen thing to be a little bit tricky. I've used syringes before, and they're fine, but the I don't know, that whole pen thing is kind of weird. So it's easy, but I think I pushed the button, then I let off of it and had to push it again, and I don't know. But got it working. It was good. I'm only competing against myself, so I did better than I've been doing the last couple weeks. So I'm very interested in that. I'm working on an AI app that integrates all of my data from Fitbit, and from my Garmin, and from my workout apps and my old workout apps, and trying to draw some conclusions. And one thing I've found there is that if I sleep better, when I have more hours of sleep, I run faster. And that's really interesting, that there's a correlation between my sleep, a pretty strong correlation between my sleep and my running pace. So, uh, need to work on that. Probably, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm probably suffering from some sleep apnea. I've got a referral. I need to have a sleep study. I just need to follow up with that, and see where that's at. I'm not very excited. I know a lot of people really love their CPAPs. I'm not looking forward to having a CPAP and having to deal with that thing. but I do know a lot of people that are like, "Well, this changed my life and I feel so much better." So I probably should look into it, but I am kind of hopeful that some of the weight will come off and I won't really need it. So we'll see what happens there. Um, but looking forward to this week. I got one more week on the 0.25, and then we'll move up to the zero point 0.5 dosage and see what happens there. If you're interested in following my progress, uh, like the video, follow the video, friend me, send me messages. Love to answer questions. I'd love to talk to some of you other guys out there, see how your experience is, especially if you're kind of like me, middle aged, maybe active, but not having real good success and just see where that how it's ending up for you. See you next time.